Coming up on the Merge Out Loud, Chap Stique from Family Force 5 hangs out in the Merge Studios with Tower. Stay tuned.
Hey, welcome to Merge Out Loud. My name's Tower, hanging out with Derek Mount, aka Chap Stique from Family Force 5.
You come to the right place.
Okay, now you are the only person that we've ever had on the show that's in a band whose roots actually go back to a boy band.
Well, I mean, you know, there's a little technicality. I wasn't actually in that band, but the three brethren in our band, Fatty, Soul Glow Activator, and Crouton were. It's true.
And it was long enough ago that they were actually on cassette tape.
It's true.
So they were kids, and they pretty much danced and sang and did the like kind of 8 to 12-year-old market tweener thing, right?
Not much has changed, right? I'm just kidding.
I don't know if you realize this, but those cassettes can still be found on eBay.
I've been looking into it because forever I was like, I want to hear this. I heard the stories, and they're always talking about like the business side of things, but I was like, man, I've never heard the brothers. I've actually just heard all these stories, and so finally some fans came out, and one of them gave me a VHS of their music videos, and it's pretty life-changing. I mean, they were basically crisscross, you know, for their time. It was like Bobby Brown stuff, man. They were pretty good. They got some dance moves.
You're obviously not one of the ones that was in the boy band. You're not a biological brother with the other three. How'd you actually
take offense to that? I'm adopted.
How'd you wind up in Family Force 5 then? How'd you meet these guys?
Well, we all lived in Atlanta, and the three brothers were running sound at this huge church. They've been playing with this guy named Nadaddy and kind of like a southern rock type band for a while.
It's like Leonard Skinner.
I think more Crosby, Stills, and Nash than Skinner.
But still worlds away from what you guys are doing.
Yes, absolutely. It was like Third Day with a lot of 70s harmonies. It was cool. It was Neil Young kind of stuff. And but they were running sound at this church, and I was playing at the church. And Crouton and I went out and got some pot roast after our service, and we kind of became friends that way. And then I was studying to go to grad school, and they were like, hey, we got this thing called Family Force 5, or it was called The Family at the time. And I checked it out, and I was like, these guys rule, man. This music's really cool. And they're like, you want to try out? And I was like, yeah, are you serious, man? So I put the books away for a little bit and decided to, just practice really hard and had an audition, and then started touring full-time about a few days later.
So the difference between a white-collar job and being in a band was one pot roast. Going to go into the video Radiator here.
Sure.
Like every video you guys have ever done, it's kind of nuts. Tell me what's going on here.
It is very nuts. It's lasers, it's Tron, it's Voltron, it's Transformers, kind of all mixed together. But it's still, it's a big rock song that it's got a southern vibe, and we just wanted to make it kind of magical looking. That whole Dance or Die album, I think, has a very spacey feel. And
yeah, so kind of like all the cartoons that you guys grew up with when you were kids,
yes,
mixed with the sound that you're currently doing, kind of equals the Radiator
equals
video.
The Radiator video, yes. If we had a mathematical equation, I think that would be pretty accurate.
That'd be it.
Yeah.
We're with Family Force 5 on the Merge Out Loud. Check out the video for Radiator. Hey, up next on the Merge Out Loud, Family Force 5 seems to always be ahead of the curve as far as their sound goes. We'll find out why after this. Welcome back to the Merge Out Loud with Derek from Family Force 5. Now, I've actually known you since the band started because of my work in radio.
That's right.
And I think what's really interesting here is the first time I ever heard one of your songs, it was like, whoa. Because at the time, everything was going in like a very different direction sound-wise. You guys had kind of mixed up like dirty southern rock with hip hop and club music and a lot of like 80s synth. And then the whole 80s pop thing came on, and you guys just moved in a totally different direction when everybody expected you to kind of be a part of the big sound that was in at that point. You move in a different direction, you go to like a Euro pop type sound. What kind of keeps you guys, I guess, moving away from what's absolutely popular at that moment?
I think we've never intentionally decided to be like, oh, we want to write a record that sounds like this. We just do what we like at the time, or what we're listening to or what we're feeling inspired to do.
And what I love about it is that normally you see one band get big with a certain sound, and all these other bands try to cash in on it, basically. Sure. You guys have done the opposite, to where you're jumping ahead, and then it becomes a trend, and then so you jump ahead to something else.
We just want to be the weird band. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I mean, I think whenever someone tries to copy what's popular, by the time it comes out, it's already behind and dated, and who wants to hear repeats of, you know, the same kind of sound? I mean, we just want to write something that we think is rules, you know, is really fun or different or is kind of unique.
Imagine that Family Force 5 songs are like a Lego house we're building here, okay? Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of Southern hip-hop influence because you guys are from Atlanta. Sure. Kind of what else has gone into the melting pot here?
Definitely some rock and roll, you know, big Rage Against the Machine, guitar sound and stuff, but also some new wave, definitely got some Tears for Fears and a lot of Depeche Mode elements in there. And right now there's a kind of a big horn section that we're putting in our new music. It's kind of got the Jay-Z vibe, and we're really...
Like trumpets, trombones.
Yeah, we've been doing all that. But not ska at all. We're just talking about like gangsta horns, you know? So
I so did not see that coming.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to jump into your next video here in a minute, which is, it kind of looks like you guys always wanted to make your own sci-fi film, and you just ran out of time, so you had to stop at 5 minutes.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it there.
This is heavily animated. It's my favorite video you guys have done. Tell me just kind of the inspiration, the song, what's going on here?
Well, Dance or Die, the album, actually had a big story behind it, and we met this amazing, I guess, I don't know what you call him, a producer or film guy, and his name is Steven Schultz, but he had this vision for kind of what the sound and the story looked like. And he gave us a little test reel, and we were like, oh, okay, whatever. And then we watched it, and we were like, this guy's amazing. And he made basically the video, but instead of the 5 of us, it's him 5 times. Like, he put himself in it, and it was incredible, and it was like the best test ever. And so we didn't have time to do it in a traditional sense where you would go out, take a break, and film your video. Instead, we flew him to tour, and he traveled with us, and we set up a portable green screen every day with bed sheets that were green and a lighting rig, and we'd rehearse during the day. He'd put it in like a green room or like sometimes a venue has a separate room that you're not playing. And we'd practice all day, then we'd go to sound check, and then we'd kind of record some acting parts, and then we'd play the show. We'd dry our hair and put on our clothes and film.
Do it again?
And so we did that for about a month, and then...
And so this video literally is like from Holiday Inn and House of Blues, and maybe even the back room at Hardee's.
Like that's pretty much it. Yeah, man. Carl's Jr., I think, because we were on the West Coast, but yeah.
We're hanging out with Derek from Family Force 5. The video is Dance or Die. Check it out on the Merge Out Loud. Hey, coming up next on the Merge Out Loud, how Family Force 5 uses skateboarding to make a difference. It's the Merge Out Loud with Derek from Family Force 5. I love one of the things about you guys is that you're a band that definitely is giving back with almost every tour. You're doing something. This time around, it's actually skateboards you're using to make a difference, right?
Yeah, well, you know, we play in the scene where a lot of kids like to skate or surf or whatever. So there's this great group called Boarding for Breast Cancer that we've kind of found, and the 3 brothers in our band's mother had breast cancer, and similarly we've had a lot of friends that have gone through that, and it's an incredible way to get to I guess contribute a little bit to the research that goes into it, and there's always something. Family Force 5's got it. We've done like Invisible Children or Free the Slaves or the Hope Collection charities. There's a lot of different organizations that we're behind.
Now, do you actually skate yourself or not?
I don't. I can't do it, man.
I'm 6'6". My center of gravity was so high there was a lot of falling. So,
yeah, I can see.
I could just write a check or something. I know you're also involved in an organization called Free the Slaves. That's something you work with. Tell me about that.
Oh, it's a great. You know, people are unfortunately unaware a lot of the modern day slavery that takes place, and all around the world, even here in the States, a lot. And so it's just a company that's creating a lot of awareness, and their president actually has a really very thorough, amazing, thought-out plan to kind of end modern-day slavery, and you know, through the products we buy, whether it's through governmental relationships or just anything. There's a lot of industry that unfortunately is overworking children and or putting women in compromising situations, and I'd love to see it end, you know.
And that's one of the things I love about bands that are faith-based is that a lot of times that you're driven to do things outside of just music when you're out there on the road. Kind of how does faith run through what you guys do?
Well, it is what we do. I mean, we wouldn't be in this band if it wasn't for that bond, and for, you don't want to just make songs for a living. You hope that they mean something a lot bigger than that, and that they resonate and connect with people and create powerful experiences for them and for their lives. But we also want the fruits of the labor to transcend into something that's much more important than just dancing and having a party.
Although that is the way that you guys have reached so many people, is the live show for you guys. What you do as a band almost can't even be captured on an album because it's so much about the experience of being there.
Yeah.
But did you start from the beginning just like, you know what, we are going to be crazy on stage. There's going to be like Mr. Hulk hands and dancing, and I mean, was that always the plan?
Absolutely. I mean, we all grew up in the time when shows were amazing. I mean, I remember seeing Van Halen and like seeing all these Pink Floyd videos where there were animals flying everywhere and stuff. And, then when we got old enough to start really going to shows, everybody was staring at their shoes the whole time in the grunge era, and we were like, this is kind of cool, but we want a big show.
Bring the people that love the music back into the experience, as opposed to just five guys standing up there and going, oh, we're playing a song now.
Yeah, man. So we built a giant drum machine that's like 800 pounds, and it's, got a big computer in it, and it lights up and everything, and we'll spin our guitars around. You just got to have a good time.
We're going to go ahead and go into the video for Never Let Me Go. You want to tell me about this?
Another really fun video. We had a blast making it. Most of it's scattered around Atlanta, and we almost got arrested like 30 times because we didn't have any permits. We would just go film, and then when you see the cop come, we just run. So it was fun.
It was a close call.
It was, man. I was on top of like one of those billboards one time when we were filming a shot, and then the cops came, and I literally had to just hide there with the big eagle head on.
By the way, kids, don't do that ever for any reason. Do not wear an eagle head and climb a billboard. Yeah. Hanging out with Family Force 5 on the Merge Out Loud. This is Never Let Me Go. Check it out.
Yo, this is Chap Stique from Family Force 5, and you are watching the Merge Out Loud.
Out Loud with Derek from Family Force 5. You guys have got a brand new album called 3, which we're going to talk about, but I want to kind of talk about leading into a new record for you guys, because your fan base is like so crazy active with you guys.
It is true.
How did that happen? You don't have fans that just kind of go to a show, buy a t-shirt. You've got fans that are really, really involved with what you guys are doing.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I think a lot of that goes into the five of us have tried really hard to intentionally pour into those people, and we don't just play a show and then leave and be that band that you never see. We sign every autograph that every kid wants and do pictures. We'll go out to eat with people after the shows a lot. We spend the night at their houses for the every night for the first 3 years of touring. We ride roller coasters with them, and we even, we went and saw Tron with them the night it opened.
Really?
Yeah, we do stuff like that. We play football or basketball with them. We just try to invest in these people.
Well, and I love that you guys continue to do that, because that's usually a new band thing where, you're doing it when you're playing a room with 200 people, and then you get to the club level and there's thousands there, and most bands just jet out.
Sure.
You guys head to the table and meet and hang out for as long as anybody wants to.
Yeah, and that's the best part of the night for us. These people mean a lot to us, and without them we wouldn't have a job. So we're very thankful, and we want to show that appreciation. But they're amazing, man. I mean, every time we have there was this voting thing where a radio station was like, call in, and so we told our fans, like, call these people, here's a number. And then like within about 10 minutes, the radio station contacted us, and they were like,
stop.
You don't tell them to stop, we will never play you again. And we're like, oh no, sorry. They're just awesome.
New album's called 3. You said there's some reggae influences going on.
Yeah.
There's some big band horn stuff, which I so didn't see coming, which I love.
Yeah.
Kind of what are the other pieces that kind of came together to make this album?
I think the southernness is coming out a little bit again. We went away from it for a second, but we couldn't deny our roots. We got some collard greens on this record.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's one of the really cool things about just how big the United States is it's not all MTV in one big mall.
Yeah.
Where you grew up still really does affect somewhat the sound of music you listen to.
Sure, absolutely, man. We got we got the roots, you know. You gotta play it.
Kind of lyrically, theme-wise, what's kind of happening in the lives of the five of you guys that wound up on a record this time?
A lot of stuff. One of my favorites is this song called Paycheck. It's a really honest, very, very down-to-earth song that's talking about the struggles that everybody goes through when you're in a band, and moving in with your parents when you're a grown man, and you know, like not being able to pay your bills. But then it's just this really open song that's kind of like the whole time the character is saying like, I need a paycheck, that's gonna solve the problem. And then at the end it gets like super vulnerable, and like there's some missed notes on purpose, and it's really sad but kind of hopeful sounding, and the lyric changes to like, we're okay, you know, like the debt's been paid, and like and what I love is the line like, I found some change, you know. And so it kind of has this double entendre of like, I found some change, some money that helped, but also like I found a change of perspective and a change of heart, and that's the knowing that the money isn't really what's gonna.
Yeah, and man, what a time to release a song like that when that relates to so many people's situation.
Yeah, definitely.
New record is called 3. Derek from Family Force 5. You guys will continue to be one of my favorite bands. So it's really great to have you guys on.
Thank you. Likewise, it's a pleasure.
You've been watching Derek and Family Force 5 on the Merge Out Loud.